Outpost Discovery just happened, and I was fortunate enough to take part in it. 343 flew a couple of us to Orlando to check it out, give feedback, and take part in the festivities. The community manager, Sketch, and John Unishak acted as our babysitters for the weekend, which was quite entertaining, especially given the stories that Sketch still had in his brain from his Bungie days, or just random trivia he seemed to know, that I, unfortunately, also now know. They were incredible hosts to us, but this wasn't just a vacation. Outpost Discovery was happening, a big event, and they wanted to see our reactions to it and experience it as it happened. Outpost Discovery is essentially the Renaissance Fair but Halo, and I was curious to see how it would play out. I'll tell you about my experience there, meeting subscribers and friends, seeing the outposts, and close the video with my overall thoughts, positive and negative. After a fun night of catching up and enjoying some fireworks, the morning arrived and we fueled up with a good early lunch before heading to the still under construction outpost.
Oh, you mean you were expecting a flavored tea?
Yeah, that's totally different.
Really?
Totally
Yeah, Canada and US. So
different drink.
in Canada, iced tea is like brisk iced tea. Like a sugary, like an iced tea. When you say
comes
that, that's what it is.
pre-sweetened.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
pre-sweetened.
As we waited for them to get ready for us, we hung out in the VIP lounge, which I felt was unusually large given how many people would probably have VIP passes, but there were a couple cool little Xbox stations that were clearly supposed to evoke the same feeling of being in a friend's living room with comfy couches, bookshelves, controllers to play with. One of them happened to be broken, so I guess it really was the authentic experience. We played some Halo 2 on lockout for a bit, and then we were called over.
Seeing you already, just engaging with some of the stuff in here, we can't wait to get you through those doors. But you are also going to see forklifts and things that you would see at a...
Well, those are in Halo.
Forklifts.
Initially, we were following developers as they explained to us the goal of each portion of the outpost, as well as letting us try out the Outpost app's little minigame that lets you scan things and rank up. The app was incredibly buggy for me, and even if it was working, I'm not the biggest fan of ARG-type apps personally, so I tried it out for a bit, got my fill, and then decided to just take in the sights with my own eyes. And man, there were some cool sights. Something rather cool that one of 343's developers, Jeff, pointed out to me is just how detailed the Elite model was that was there. It was to scale. It was huge. You could see his muscles popping out as he clenched his sword. You could see plaque building up on his alien teeth. The statue was built off of the incredible CGI Elite models in Halo 2 Anniversary, and it shows. A lot of the event was like a celebration of Halo's universe pre-Halo 4, with a really clever framing device around why that is. The event is a recruitment outpost to help rebuild the UNSC after the Human Covenant War ended. So a lot is being declassified to the public about the history of Halo's universe and why you should become a Marine. Original trilogy music blasted over speakers, TVs had UNSC troops and an AI talking, and it all added to the atmosphere of the event, and I was getting in the mood. We were taken through the gauntlet of attractions to get our early impressions of what the event would be giving to Halo fans. Some of it was really cool, like the VR Slayer. Some was simply a good time with friends, such as the laser tag.
Control, this Delta 3-3. We have a dead stick situation. Just lost.
Each component requires stations to work together.
Stabilizers!
Where the fuck are the stabilizers?
Oh my god. Who did it?
The simulation has been terminated.
And some of it was absolutely overwhelming, such as the Halo Ring experience. I love the world of Halo, and the Ring experience managed to capture the beauty and magic of the universe. It was easily my favorite attraction while we were there. The event seemed at least to be shaping up pretty well, but I was curious to see how we would fare when it was open to the public the next day.
Dude, this is gonna be weird. There's gonna be people there. And my throat hurts from yesterday. Oh, this is so great. This is such a good way to start the day.
The next day was pretty surprising. There were way more people than I could have expected. The event was absolutely packed, which, while cool, also meant that the lines were long. Really long. I knew instantly I wouldn't be getting into any of the attractions, which was a bummer, so I just began walking around, talking to people, and seeing how they felt. And that's when I realized something kind of funny that I hadn't considered before. People don't generally know what I look like, but they sure as hell know what I sound like. If I talked to someone for too long, people would break away from whatever line they were in and excitedly ask if I was Late Night Gaming. And because I was now excitedly engaging them, laughing, talking, more people would hear me and come say hi. I'm a pretty introverted person. Not antisocial, introverted. Basically, I can socialize and love big events, but I get drained easily and need a bit of me time. But being here, talking to subscribers and friends, meeting new people, it never drained me like it should. I loved when a subscriber would tell me how excited they were to meet me, because I was genuinely excited to meet them. When I check my channel and I see the number of subscribers I have, or I read my comments, those are all just one thing. But seeing you all here was incredible, actually putting a face to those little names in my comment section. It was incredible, and I loved every minute of soaking in your love of Halo. Around 4 or 5 that day, I joined John Unishek on stage and joined forces with who I later found out was Adam Cole, a wrestler, as well as this fantastic teammate with a hat who introduced himself, but the music was so loud that I couldn't hear his name, and I was too embarrassed to ask him to repeat it, so Hat Guy. He was Hat Guy. Hat Guy, Unishek, Adam, and I all showed the evil forces of Red Team, which were Major Nelson's team, who were the real kings of Halo, in a few matches of Husky Raid and Frogger on Halo 5. It was an absolute blast playing it on stage, hearing the audience laughing when goofy things happened, when Halo's physics would glitch out and a warthog would shoot up into the sky. It was really enjoyable. And this is also around the time when I realized something. See, I don't consider myself very photogenic, but any candid photo of me seems to always end up with hilarious results. So my Twitter feed were full of people taking pictures of me at the event and memeing me. At the end of the day, I sat in on a community panel with the veteran of the Halo community, Claude, Greenskull, and host of Podtacular, Dustin, where they answered a lot of community questions about the series, content creation, the work that goes into what they do, and their experiences with the series.
I didn't really know what he was asking. So 2 photographers and a print guy show up, and they sit me down and interview me for 2 hours, which is utterly ridiculous. Like, they had no idea who I was, right? They'd never heard of HBO, they'd never heard of Halo the day before, right? Like, this guy was told, go find out about this Halo thing. Made the front page of the paper, bizarrely enough. And the local Lions Club called me up and said, hey, could you come and talk? And I'm like, what? Because this is 2004, and video games were something to be embarrassed about, and only kids played them. So they have an adult who's like on the front page of the local paper talking about video games. So it was super surreal and bizarre. And
did you keep the paper? Like, do you have it anywhere?
I do somewhere. Yeah, I heard it.
Outpost Discovery was incredible as an experience for me personally. It was amazing to be surrounded by people who loved Halo as much as me, or hearing Halo canon, being able to pull directly from memory facts and trivia about the universe as we explored the event. Unfortunately, a lot of the attractions that we experienced flawlessly the previous day were breaking down for many people. The lines were long and the attractions were having technical issues. Granted, the issues will be ironed out for future events, but I understand the frustrations and anger from people who bought VIP tickets, stood in line for hours just so they could experience one buggy event and leave soured. The staff there also seemed incredibly frustrated and stressed out by the technical issues, and I hope that these are just growing pains since the event had just went through its big stress test. Hopefully, the future is a lot better for Outpost, but as far as the actual experience, I enjoyed it. I loved Outpost Discovery. I hope it becomes an annual thing for the Halo community. I'd easily make time to fly out to events every year and meet people, play LAN matches of Halo 3 Big Team Battle, and enjoy the Halo-y atmosphere. I'd be flying home the next day, so the gang got together and we closed the night with drinks at Dave & Buster's and some Halo Fireteam Raven. I slept like a baby on my plane ride back, prepared to wake up early the following morning and make this video only to get sick and lose my voice for 3 days. So yeah, that's what took so long.